Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. If you watched this morning's market analysis, no TA in this stream. I am introducing my latest indicator, Trend Rocket. It's in beta right now. We'll be releasing it to my VIP members after the stream. And it's pretty much been a result of a long journey that I made. Those of you who have been with us a long time know the journey from coming into contact with an indicator that performed like crap, start picking up PineScript coding myself to improve it, and it has been a long adventure, and I pretty much feel that this is the summit of all those years of work. For those who don't know, I've been doing this full time for a few years now, so there's a lot of lines of code and time and effort in. This particular one, some of my VIP members showed me a strategy that he found, and we started improving and building on that. And Trend Rocket is the end result. I've been running it since 15th of April so far from this line here, and so far it have all worked out perfectly. No repaint issues, no mismatches, no problems there. My beta testers have been pretty much checking all the statistics and the measurements and the values to make sure that it's correct. So far it's looking really good. Some minor small glitches, but mostly in the starting date and stuff like that. So I'm really happy with it. I'm really have a very good feeling about it, how it is performing and how it will perform. So in this stream, I'm just going to walk you through it, explain how it works, how it's built up, how you can configure it, and also some ideas on how to run it efficiently. If any questions, please feel free to type them in the Twitch chat. I'm not sure if I get the YouTube chat messages directly in the live stream currently. Something seems off with that. Or ask in the Discord, I will also check it once in a while. So let's dig into it. This is just an example chart, a test chart I've been running. As you can see, I split between longs and shorts because they require a bit different settings. We all know that Bitcoin takes the stairs up, but it takes the elevator down. So that's pretty much why shorts need different settings than longs on that account. I'm just gonna start with a fresh chart where I've hidden a lot of the things from the indicator. Just give me a second once in a while to have a sip of water because I'm talking a lot today. So quickly giving a view, I will walk through all these settings in a while, but mainly there are two displays: mode as a separate oscillator where you can see the entries and certain types of the filters, or you can use it as a price overlay, so you get the flags on the price chart, like in this example, where it's just easier to follow. Personally, when I'm charting and making settings and finding the best settings, I work in the oscillator mode so I can see what it's doing, and once I run it and I just want to see how it's doing, I'll move it to the price overlay mode. There are some backtest settings available at the moment. You can enable the statistics table here with a couple of entries. You have, I'll just make it a bit bigger. I hope it's good visible for everyone. So we have the blue statistics, those are the backtest results. Currently in the beta there's no leverage and no fees in the calculation. That will come in the final release, hopefully in 1 or 2 weeks. But you can give in a start amount and it will just compound that up. In the final release you can also have the option to trade with a fixed amount and not do compounding. So whatever your preference is in trading, you can measure that. The statistics are from the base settings, the start and the time, and there you see the first little bug where the day is not displayed correctly, but will be fixed. You see your start amount that you configure, the end amount after this trading time, and the maximum drawdown. It only went 4% in the minus during this trading period. The buy and hold return, it's not the best one, but in some spot cases you do want to compare with that. And most importantly, your total profit and loss. In this example, a very quick example chart I did on Luna, it's made you 200 and almost 210% until now. We have some flag statistics, so you can turn off the backtest settings. We have the flag statistics on the right in the gray background. That's just mainly a count of the different trading flags, your take profits, the number of stop losses, the number of exits based on SSL. We'll get into that. Maximum win streak, maximum loss streak. You also see the values of the take profit and the stop loss. And when you run with SSL exits, you also see if there's a minimal profit configured for that. And just quickly the win-loss ratio. Then you have the more detailed long-short statistics in the green and in the red. How many longs did you take? What was the average long size? Your highest and your lowest. When you are using SSL channel-based exits, you will obviously have different values here than your take profit stop loss. Base settings, do you want to chart for long, shorts, both or none? If you just want to display, in what time frame do you want to base these statistics on? And then we get to more details of the entries and the confirmations of the different components. Then a thing that's very useful if you're trading stocks or coin pairs or fiat pairs, you can limit it to trade within certain sessions. This is exchange time, so it depends on what kind of ticker you have added, but you obviously can also just use this to only trade when you're awake, so you can monitor the trades. 3 time sessions by default: Europe, US and Asia, with also the option to block trades in the weekend if you want to. And you can define if the weekend starts on Friday or Saturday, like Saturday morning or Friday evening, and ends on Sunday or Monday morning. So those are the general options in there. And let's dive into the entries right now. The entry is based on 2 things. CCI, the Commodity General Index, that's just default available in TradingView, where you see this oscillator going up and down. And for those of you with us a long time know I'm a very big fan of this, the SSL channel, where you see When red is on top, it's bearish. When green is on top, it's bullish. And these flips are visible on the 0 bar. You see that the flip is a little cross, and the color of the 0 line is the color of the SSL channel. Obviously, that's just because in an oscillator scale you cannot plot the price scaled indicators. So what is the entry? The entry is pretty much when you have the CCI crossing minus 100 or plus 100. That's where you see these dots, and you can configure them differently for longs and shorts. And when that crossing aligns with a flip of the SSL channel within a configurable amount of candles. So if we go to the inputs, you see maximum candles wait for entry triggers. That's how many candles the CCY entry and the SSL channel flip can be apart from each other at maximum to validate the entry. If it's more than 6 candles away, the entry is cancelled and it's not taken. You can use smoothed Heikin-Ashi candles instead of SSL channel. If you flip that on, you will also see the bar of the 0 change colors to match smoothed Heikin-Ashi entry method. I've seen that this sometimes works better on foreign exchange on fiat pairs than SSL channel, but I think mainly SSL channel is the way to go. If you want, you can also disable the CCY entry triggers and only use SSL channel or smoothed Heikin-Ashi candles as trigger. More advanced options, you probably won't use that a lot. And we have the option to change the SSL length. Like for very slow assets like gold on daily or weekly time frames, I would maybe tune it up a bit. And if you're on ultra short time frames like the 1 minute, you might want to go to 10 or something like that. So just quickly removing the examples here. So that's our basic entry when the SSL channel flip aligns with the CCI crossing a certain level. On CCY there's quite a bit of settings you can do. The CCY settings. You can choose to smooth it. Just apply a moving average filter on it so it gets a bit less noisy, but obviously also a bit slower. You can change the length. By default it's looking 40 candles back, but you can also go way higher or slower to make it more responsive and more choppy, and that way. Usually I notice that between 35 and 55 is the normal range for things, and by default it's on the 40. For the rest, for longs you can configure 2 levels, and for shorts you can configure 2 levels. Those are those white lines here. So if I make it minus 50 and plus 50 for shorts, you will see those entry levels popping up there. Just gonna cancel it out. So mainly what I use to tune charts is I just go up a bit and down a bit in the CCI length. Like here on the default 40 we have 209%. You can just go to 45, 203%, so slightly less good, and to 35. Oh, it's actually a lot better, you see? So That's also how fast these statistics in the table respond to changes in the chart. Obviously you can fine-tune. You can just type in any value you want to check. Like, this is not a very fine-tuned chart yet, it's just a rough thing I put up as a demo for this stream. So SSL length you can configure, and the CCY settings you can configure to tune your entries. Let me just go to the properties again with resetting. Then just the entries, you want to filter them out to reduce the number of stop losses or to increase your profits. There are a couple of settings you can do, and I'm just going to scroll by them. There's a moving average that will be visible if you put it on also on price overlay mode. You can say filter the trades by a moving average, like if the price is below the moving average, it will only take shorts. If the price is above that moving average, it will only do longs. And you can choose from a selection of different type of moving averages, and you can obviously put in your desired moving average length. So that's one moving average filter. The other filter that we have is how far is the price from its moving average. Like if you want to, sometimes it helps a lot if you limit trades when they are too close to the moving average, like it could break or get massively rejected there. So you can say enable the moving average distance filter, and I don't want to trade when price is within 1% up or down from that moving average. And as you can see, in some time frames this helps a lot, especially on lower time frames. Some settings you can just try and see what the optimal values are, and if you prevent some stop losses or reduce your loss streak or increase your overall P&L. This example I had it turned off. We also have a dual RSI, and let me enable that in the style because I turned off a lot. Where is it? Trade sessions. Oh, I can enable that. RSI confirmation. There we go. I can turn that one on also. So at 200 scale you will get a bar that gives you the RSI confirmation, and it's based on two different length RSI, and if they show bearish this bar will be red, if they're bullish this bar will be green. Also at here at minus 250 to 60 years you see a white bar. If I put in a session limit, like I only want to trade during the New York session, you will see that the times where trading is allowed, this bar, the session bar, will be white, and if it's not allowed it will be dark blue. I know it's hard to remember which bar is what. I have that problem, at least myself. So there are small labels here that will tell you, like this SSL entry, these are your sessions, and these are other, this is your RSI, these are other confirmations that you can enable and see. We will go over them in a bit. So dual RSI filtering, it's there. Let me just do the sessions, and also if you block trades in the weekend, you see that weekends will also be dark blue, like no trades will be accepted when it's the dark blue color there. So that's the sessions bar where you can easily see if the sessions are blocking the trades or not. So we have the dual RSI filter if you want to enable it with different slow and a fast length. When the fast one is above the slow one, it's considered bullish, and vice versa for bearish. We also have a MACD filter, MACD confirmation. It also has its own bar there that you can enable. Where are you? There. No settings to configure, it's just on or off at the moment. Next filter is a volatility setting, and that does not have like bearish or bullish, it just tells you if there's enough volatility to take a trade or not. It also has bearish, oh, it does actually have bearish bullish confirmation and not, sorry about that. Volatility filtering, you can enable it, and by default it's at 100, so it will only take really volatile periods in the market, but you can get as low as 10 to allow much more trades where you don't require that much of volatility being filtered. So definitely for some assets a very useful tool to escape from those sideways chop areas, especially in the lower time frames. It will do quite a bit of magic. So we had the MACD and RSI on the top filters. We have volatility and time-based sessions at the bottom there. And the last filter that is in there, it's the ATR ADX filter. Let me just quickly put it on price overlay so it switches to price chart. Let me enable the ATR stuff. I'll keep the flags off for now. If I just to make it a bit more clear, just adding standard Japanese candles to this window. ATR filter, also an old friend if you've been in this group for a long time. Very useful to switch between longs and shorts. You can enable the ATR filtering. You can take a certain interval to base your trades on, like you can switch to a daily chart and you get a much slower ATR switch obviously, and you can select to use Heikin-Ashi to make it even more stable and not flipping up and down a lot. Very useful in some cases, like on my safe chart here. This is very basic, just to show the power of just the entries. Come on, laptop, wake up, thank you. So this very good performing example is actually not using any of the other filters except for the ATR to switch between longs and shorts. So that's how powerful the entries already are. But you can fine tune that, especially for altcoins. You might want to add some filters there. No, a volatility peak is not Wada in this case. It's a volatility oscillator, one of the standards from trading view. I am considering to check if Wadata Explosion is a better one, maybe later on in a new version. So back to the Luna example. When you have in the price overlay mode, you will see the ATR, and the white line is your moving average. And if you, let's quickly go back to the moving average. If you enable moving average distance filter, let's see. Let's zoom in a bit. It's hard to see, but I'll increase the range a bit. So if I just put in a very high distance from the moving average, you will see it become purple where the price is too close to the moving average to consider a trade. So like here it comes close to the moving average. Turn it a bit down, then often you get rejected there, so you don't want to take longs on these candles here. So that's a way to use the moving average distance filtering. So that's what is visible in the price overlay, and obviously once we turn on flags to the trades, you will see enter long, enter short, take profits and exits. Let's quickly turn it back to oscillator mode. There we go. So I think I re-enabled all the components now, except for the flags. So if you see double, the dot O's is in the oscillator mode, the dot P's is in the price overlay mode, in case you want to enable, disable some stuff. Quickly turning them all on here. So green flags buy, red flags sell, yellows take profit, and you can see by the text color if it's a take profit from a long or short, because by design the longs and shorts can overlap on this indicator, depending on your strategy, on how you want to use your bots. Same with the stop loss. Text in green is from a long, text in red is from a short. So there is another way to arrange your exits, and that's based on the SSL channel. I configure exit trades based on a reverse SSL flip, and then I will just go to pretty much no take profit, and I'm completely going to go nuts on the stop loss, just for demonstration purposes, obviously. And let's just do longs only, so we don't get too much confusion there. So and I like this part better in price overlay. So if you're going to price overlay, use this mode, say move to existing pane above, it will merge them together. Then the second part is pin to scale A, so you have the same price scale for the indicator and for the pricing itself. So what you see now is SSL channel. Let me just add that one. What length did we go to in this example? 13. So let's configure this on 13 also. So what you see here is we were in a long, but the SSL channel flipped on this candle, so your exit will be taken at the beginning of this candle. So as you can see, this is in a loss, so that might not be what you want, because sometimes you just want to give it a bit of space to do its thing. And let's find a bullish period to have a better example. Ah, perfect. Very nice example here. Like here we were in a long, but price was starting to go against us and the SSL channel took us out. In this case here we got a long, and by not using a fixed take profit, it rode the move all the way up to here, and then obviously a bit more down to get to the exit level. So the benefit of not using the fixed take profit is when you can catch big moves like this that don't flip the SSL channel. Came pretty close here, but it managed to avoid it. So exit on SSL channel, but there is a bit more options that make it even more powerful. You can say only exit trades on reverse SSL flip when in profit, and how much profit you want is then dependent on the value you put here. Let me just go to cancel that out, because I want my example back, but just gonna put in a bit normal stop loss in this case, so we see some more stuff happening. So instead of exiting here in a loss, it will just wait that until it doesn't hit your stop loss until it's in profit, and you can specify how many percentage profit is the minimum before you're allowed to exit. And sometimes it's better, sometimes you have to play around with that a bit. But this is definitely a good feature to at least cover your fees if you're trading with market entries, or depending on your exchange obviously, to cover the fees on the exits. Like now we have the SSL exits with minimum price added. You will see that minimum price also here in the statistics. And you also see how many trades. So with a 50% take profit, we hit it twice. 50% profit 2 times. 39 times we hit our 10% stop loss in this example. We had 80 SSL exits with a minimum of 0.5%. We had a 12 win streak, a 6 loss streak. This is our risk reward win-loss ratio, so 2-to-1 pretty much, just over 2-to-1. And our average long was 1.5%, and obviously that's the SSL exits in play. Highest long recorded 50, the lowest minimal long, the lowest loss was -10, which is our stop loss. So that adds up to the indicator. Is there anything I did not cover there? We had the overlays, the statistics. If you want to make it just a bit smaller, you can select the parts of the statistics channel that you want. Some only want to see this. covered the stats and trade start time and end time. We covered the entries, the exit settings, different settings from the filters. We covered the sessions, where you can just select times to trade in. I think we covered it all, actually. So what I'm doing here when actually trading, my strategy for this is to allow several trades simultaneously. Like I know with this 5% stop loss on longs, let's just focus on that one. You see I've been testing quite a lot there. But it's really slowing down my laptop, the streaming. Should get a faster one actually. So what I'm doing, I will run this chart. I know that when I have a 5% stop loss, I don't lose pretty much any trade, and maybe until a black swan event happens one day, and then still it's limited. But obviously there will be periods in time when a trade is open but in a loss, and it will block a lot of good entries. So let's see if I can find an example, because you will see those entries you see on the chart as a small X. Getting really sluggish now. There we go, managed to grab it. Hopefully we find an example. Come on laptop, you can do it, survive. No, sometimes it's just too good. But say let's say that we entered a long here and it didn't hit our stop loss yet. So because we are stuck in that trade until probably here, we would have missed all these perfect entries. So how I'm running it, I configured a bot to allow 5 simultaneous trades on the same pair. Yeah, that's, I'll probably switch to the TradingView app next time. Good suggestion. So I configure a bot to allow 5 simultaneous trades with that stop loss, and I will just on the chart lower my stop loss so I can catch the better entries. I won't put it too low, because often when a trade is stuck it means the price is going against you, so I better do put it in a reasonable amount. I will, in the next video, the next stream, I will do 2 things. I'll go from a blank chart from 0 to show you how I find the settings on this, and I will show you how I do that with the bot strategy, but don't want to overload you guys in one live stream too much. We're already 40 minutes in just explaining the basics of the indicator. Just switching this back. So I'm actually running this particular chart. I'm really struggling with my laptop speed at the moment. There we go, finally. I'm running it since this time just with small amounts to see if everything aligns with the indicator and reality, how the trades are actually taken. And I caught all these shorts and these two longs in this little bouncy up here. So far flawlessly, entries were spot on, the exits were spot on, and the profits, no repaint or anything wrong there. So that's very good for a beta version. One thing I haven't shown, by the way, is alerts. You have enter long, enter short. You have exit long for take profit, stop loss, or exits. And in the next version, you will also get exit long just for the exit flags. So you can configure stop loss and take profit in the bot and not on the chart. So that's it. Bravka, you also have such experiences. With what do you mean? Don't follow you. Don't know when you typed it exactly. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask in the Discord. If you want to try it as a trial, just give me a PM there. In the TradingView app, okay. I'm happy to just give you 1 or 2 weeks access so you can try it out. TrendRocket will be included in VIP level 1, so in the most affordable VIP membership of TradeMentor, it will be included in this one. So, I hope you like it. Let me know if you want to try it. I'll add you, and in the next days, probably end of this week, or maybe beginning next week, depending on other work, I'll do a follow-up stream where I configure these settings from start to end for a random blank chart, and I will show you how I will work on that with the simultaneous trades with, in this case, the 3 commas bots. Thanks for watching. Trade safe. It's a weird week if you watch this Monday's morning analysis. Weird week ahead. Be careful, especially Wednesday. I'll speak to you later and take care.